Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and Beautiful went from 0 to 60 in 1 day plus, why next week promises to be wild. Not gonna lie. I considered headlining this week's column. Nothing happened on Bold and Beautiful in the last 5 days, and then, for the main body of the story, just typing, Grey's Anatomy style, seriously. But then Friday's episode rolled around and everything changed. Last week, much of the story centered on Steffy's struggle to process that she'd taken a life and Finn's difficulty with the fact his wife killed his say it with me birth mom. This week, there was a very distinct and kinda off-putting switch in the storytelling. As Finn had visions of his dead mom laying in a pool of blood, Steffy was left to coddle her husband and wipe up his man tears. Obviously, we're setting up a scenario in which Finn pushes Steffy away as Liam, who's been circling like a buzzard for months, moves in for the kill. And while I've written repeatedly about the fact I want Liam to stay far away from Steffy, damned if I wasn't kinda rooting for him this week. Why? Because Finn weeping over the woman who tried to kill him, Steffy, Lee, and over the years half the cast makes absolutely zero sense. I'm not a huge fan of Ridge's typically blunt get over it attitude, but yet, get over it, Finn. You're supposed to be supporting Steffy, not the other way around. Years ago, I went to see the movie The Amityville Horror, which was of course legendarily based on a supposedly true story. One of the conversations nearly everyone who saw it had afterwards was, "How much of that haunting would you have put up with before leaving?" My cousin summed my feelings up best by saying, "When the house tells you to get out, you get out." And right now, Steffy and Finn's house is definitely sending them that message. And look, this brings us to a problem with not only Bold and Beautiful but Sisters Soap Young and Restless, too, and that is this: they want to tell us that the characters are these powerful, rich folks with private jets and mansions, yet they don't allow these characters to behave like rich people. I mean, why in the world haven't Steffy and Finn packed up and moved out of their murder house, go to a fancy hotel? Go to Grandpa's mansion? Or, and this is a crazy idea, buy a new house? Honestly, I wish soaps focused less on rich people and more on ordinary people. It's one of the reasons I've become so incredibly obsessed with the English soap EastEnders, which features downright common folks and incredibly modern storylines which American soap writers would never attempt in 1,000 years. Here's how you can watch the show in the US. Thomas and Hope's dinner was fun and cute and romantic, but I'd like to recommend that he stop saying things like, "I've been thinking about our history." Because there are some dark things back there you might not want Hope or anyone else thinking about, Tommy boy. Of course, because this is Bold and Beautiful, which routinely has characters ignore anything that happens to be inconvenient to the currently unfolding story. Thomas means Rome in general and this moment in particular. On the surface, that seems like a pretty awesome memory to be reflecting on. But in reality, it's the moment Hope kissed a man other than her husband. It's also a scene which left many of us thinking, okay, there's clearly something going on with Hope. Does she have multiple personalities? Was this just a moment of weakness? You know, the questions which the show has never really answered. Hope underwent a radical personality switch, what I've referred to as the sexual awakening of Hope Logan, without a single bit of explanation offered, then or now. But maybe, just maybe, we'll get a clearer understanding of where her head's at next week. Last week, Steffy and Hope clashed in a way that felt very odd. Hope was trying to support Steffy, who wasn't hearing anything the blonde had to say. They wound up kinda sniping at each other, and it all felt a little off. In reality, however, I now realize that it was setting the stage for what's about to go down. You see, next week's teasers reveal that the Steffy Hope feud is going to kick into high gear again. Why, well, because of Hope's relationship with Thomas. Given that Friday's episode ended with Thomas once again asking Hope to become his bride, it seems safe to assume that next week, she's going to refuse to put that ring on her finger. The real question is why. She's certainly been showing all the signs of a woman in love over the past couple weeks. But hey, if they decided that Hope wants to continue to have a more casual relationship with Thomas, who may or may not accept that, I'm all for it. This soap far too often plays by some old-school morality where there are only two options, single or dashing down the aisle. If they have Hope say, you know what, I did the marriage thing with Liam and it didn't work out so well. I'm happy with the way things are now, I'd be 100% down with it. I get that Luna wants to know who her dad is. But did anybody else find it weird that the reason she suddenly demanded Poppy spill the paternity beans was so she could talk to the mystery man about the night she slept with Zend? I can't help feeling bad for Poppy. She has clearly done an amazing job raising Luna, and it's not as if she purposefully slipped her daughter those special mints. I still don't get how Luna didn't realize she'd gotten her mom's drugs, as I'm betting they weren't in similar containers. Although how easily could the show have explained this away by having Luna comment on her mom's cute mint case and having Poppy later present her with one of her very own. I swear, half of my issues with this show could be solved so easily if someone just bothered to say, hey, how do we get from here to there in a way which makes sense, instead of just ignoring logic. But what I didn't expect was that at the end of the week, Poppy would show up on Finn's doorstep saying she needed to talk to him. Why? Because Luna's asking questions about her pop. Now, there have been some subtle for this show, anyway, hints in the past that Finn might be Luna's father, but fans have largely poo-pooed them as trashy speculation. But it's beginning to look a whole lot like maybe Finn and Poppy did the horizontal mambo during the time that they were living under the same roof. When Liam was talking to Bill about how traumatized Steffi was by taking someone's life, wouldn't it have been incredibly easy for the writers to slip in a line about that time the men plowed down poor dead Vinny? Sure, it turned out to be some weird, misguided suicide, but for weeks, Liam damn near lost his mind because of the resulting guilt. We flashed back to Thomas and Hope's time in Rome quite a bit this week, letting the show get their money's worth out of that remote. Heck, I'm surprised they didn't find a way to work in those drone shots of Ridge and Taylor sharing a smooch. Oh, wait, we don't mention Taylor. My bad. Maybe if and or when the role is recast again. I really need the show to stop having Zend moonily flash back to the night he slept with Luna. He knows it wasn't consensual, no matter how he might like to frame it. It's just beyond gross to have him fantasizing about rape, accidental or otherwise. And there is a storyline waiting for him that is so much better just dying to be told. Details here. In the heart of a bustling city, amidst the symphony of car horns and the rush of pedestrians, there stood a quaint little boutique named Bold and Beautiful. Tucked away on a cobblestone street, it had a charm that whispered secrets of elegance and allure. But for the longest time, it seemed to be nothing more than a forgotten gem, lost in the shadows of towering skyscrapers. Yet, fate had a peculiar way of working its magic. One fateful morning, as the first rays of sunlight painted the cityscape in golden hues, something extraordinary happened. The doors of Bold and Beautiful creaked open, revealing the owner, a woman named Evelyn, with determination etched in every line of her face. She had a vision, a dream to breathe life into her beloved boutique and unleash its true potential upon the world. Evelyn had spent countless sleepless nights, meticulously planning and strategizing. She knew that today was the day everything would change. As the clock struck 9, the first customers trickled in, drawn by an enigmatic force that seemed to emanate from within the boutique. They were greeted by a spectacle unlike anything they had ever seen before. The once empty shelves were now adorned with the latest fashion trends, each garment carefully curated to reflect Bold and Beautiful's newfound identity. From elegant evening gowns to chic streetwear, there was something for everyone. But it wasn't just the clothes that captivated the customers, it was the atmosphere itself. The air buzzed with excitement and anticipation, as if every fiber of the boutique was infused with a newfound energy. Word spread like wildfire, and soon, a line formed outside Bold and Beautiful, stretching down the block and around the corner. People from all walks of life clamored to witness the spectacle for themselves, eager to be a part of something truly extraordinary. Inside the boutique, Evelyn was a whirlwind of activity, flitting from one customer to the next with a smile that never wavered. She knew that this was just the beginning, that the real challenge lay in sustaining this momentum and transforming Bold and Beautiful into a force to be reckoned with. As the day wore on, the frenzy only intensified. Celebrities and influencers flocked to Bold and Beautiful, eager to be seen in the latest couture and lend their endorsement to the burgeoning brand. Social media lit up with posts and hashtags, each one more effusive than the last. Bold and Beautiful became the talk of the town, a phenomenon that transcended mere commerce and tapped into something deeper, a collective desire for beauty, elegance, and style. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, Bold and Beautiful had shattered every expectation, surpassing even Evelyn's wildest dreams. The cash register chimed incessantly, a symphony of success that echoed through the boutique. But amidst the chaos and celebration, Evelyn remained grounded, her eyes already set on the horizon. She knew that the true test lay in what came next, in maintaining the momentum and evolving with the ever-shifting currents of fashion and culture. And so, as the city slept, Evelyn schemed and strategized, her mind already racing ahead to the challenges and opportunities that awaited her in the days to come. As dawn broke once more, Bold and Beautiful emerged from the shadows, reborn and revitalized. And with each passing moment, it seemed as if the boutique's journey had only just begun. As for what the future held, well, that remained to be seen. But if one thing was certain, it was that Bold and Beautiful was ready to face whatever came its way, armed with nothing more than a dream and an unwavering belief in the power of beauty to change the world.